If we're talking about, in my opinion, a more powerful character design, a character that's gone through some pretty dramatic changes, and a lot of the games he's been in, it's Jin. A lot of people are already going to ask, will we include Devil Jin? We kind of have to. We included Devil for Kazuya. So let's begin at the start. It's no secret that I love this character in this game. It's no secret that this character is likely responsible for Tekken 3 to be a absolute astronomical success. As much as people like to give Tekken 7 credit, and yeah, Tekken 7 deserves a lot of credit, Tekken 3 managed to sell as much as it did within a significantly shorter period of time. Again, T7 gets a lot of credit, but Tekken 3 and its revitalization of the roster of Tekken, it was so big. And yeah, I think one of the biggest accrediting reasons, Jin Kazama is one of, in my opinion, one of the best goddamn main characters in a fighting game ever. Tekken 3 Jin is friggin' perfect, dude. This design is badass. I love this design. It's just a 10. Legit is one of the best designed characters in a fighting game ever, while still being simplistic and effective. There's so much about this character and in this game that I personally love. He's iconic as holy shit. If we're talking about his alternate costumes, just in general, I think his biker outfit's okay. I think it's kind of like a 6. I only kind of like it, but I really dig the school outfit. I would probably give the school outfit like an 8, man. But overall, like his profile, just the way this character looks, man, it's just premium. To be honest, it only gets better in Tekken Tag. Tekken Tag Jin is really not that much different, and it's just higher resolution, just looks better. It loses a little bit of the color grading that happens on the pants, which I'm not that big of a fan of. When it comes to his alternate outfits, clearly the alternate, like, this is a different game, we got to give him blue pants. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of the blue pants ones. But again, like, this costume, wonderful. This costume, better. That's still a good Tekken Tag looks as a game. So in my opinion, it's one of the most powerful fighting game character designs ever. You had a main character in a Tekken game that did not just look like another Ryu. And that was good, because the main characters in a lot of these games just kind of looked like Street Fighter characters at the time. That's an important part of it. Tekken does something kind of bold and different and relatively edgy, right? Relatively different compared to what was traditional at the time between Kazuya, Akira, Ryu, Street Fighter, all that kind of stuff. I love it. It's a 10 out of 10. All right, so I have a pretty big soft spot for this costume, to be completely honest, and I don't hate this. I don't think it's as striking, but I think especially like with the hoodie up, this might be like the second best costume Jin has like ever had. Like, no shit. Yeah. It was obviously a specific take on the turn the character was going through after he got shot in the head by his grandpa, completely abandoning the Mishima style. It's incredibly cool, dude. I think it's like a 9.5. Very much appreciate this redesign of the character, although it is sort of met with a caveat that, like, oh, the character is totally different now. He is dark and moody and edgy in comparison to what was before. Not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not a huge fan of this one. I kind of like this one. Personally, I think this alt in Tekken 4 is like a 6. It's very Kazuya-like. The belts and everything goes back to Kazuya 1. I sort of dig this one. I think this one with the coat is a little bit better. It's like a 7. The main redesign of the character in Tekken 4, this shit is the bee's knees, man. Like, this really is some premium character design stuff. I think they nailed it, dude. This is such a cool looking version of this character. Also, Lakers colors like white, gold, and purple. Pretty good, dude. Tekken 5. And this is pretty dang similar to the Tekken 4 costume, right? No, it's actually different. It does feel different too. Yeah. Tekken 5 costume is the Tekken 3 costume, but instead there's much more white, right? They replaced a lot of the reds with whites, which isn't a bad idea because half flame pants Jin is right. I still think this is really good. It's Tekken 3 but white. It's closer to his mother's colors. Yeah, it's June stuff for sure. There's a story going here. Well, absolutely. So I do think this is decent. I don't think it carries as much weight as the classic design because, again, like, this color scheme is just too friggin' good, man. It does have a decent amount of symbolism and storytelling with it. Probably a 9. I'm gonna end on that at a 9. A very good redesign of Tekken 3 Jin, which gave us the impression that, oh, Tekken 5 is just, you know, the new Tekken 3. And they were kind of right about that. Oh no, do I have to do this, bro? I think I do. Holy funky butt-loving shit. What the hell is that? I remember not memorizing in Tekken 5 on PS2 which buttons select what costume. I would accidentally pick this one and be like, God damn it. Because what are your other options? You get this one or this one. You're like, oh, sick. Oh, hell yeah, brother. What the dumb shit is what in the I don't understand. I legit do not understand what's going on. His gorilla arms. It's a 2 out of 10. I hate this shit, bro. I hate this shit. Devil Jin. Let's just address it right here, right now. And while some would celebrate this character design, the wings are included, right? This is just a different render. The wings are included. I very much dislike the wings being there all the time. Definitely didn't like his stupid horns when you have to take a demonic dump. Perspective-wise, in 2005, I probably would have given this a 3. It was just it's so not Jin. I get what they're going for now. Some people will really like it because it's just weird and edgy. But for me personally, I aggressively didn't like the original Devil Jin design. I think nowadays I'll probably give it a 5. But it's just a very odd choice. It's all I'm gonna say. And there's not much else that can be said about it. Let's move forward to Tekken 6. And I think Tekken 6 Jin, yeah, this is largely the hero character art for Jin, period. They just went back, right back to this. Almost indistinguishably different. I think this is the Tekken 6 render, and this is the Tag 2 render, right? I think it's a fairly good evolution of his classic design. I don't think I like the classic Kazuya belt, though. It's just something about his Kaz belt, because this is the same belt that Kazuya has back in, like, Tekken 1, before he just literally had, like, a knot on his pants. The belt makes sense. I get it. It's just a karate belt. I get you, but it's a little odd. But I'd actually bring this down to a 9, funny enough. I don't think it's as impactful as the previous ones, but still retains the simplicity that is good, because it essentially just is a more detailed version of Tekken 3 Jin. That's it, man. And that's not even fair. You know why? That isn't really the design of Jin in Tekken 6. This is just the alternate outfit of the character. This is Jin in Tekken 6, dude. This is where they go with him. It's a messy version of the Kazuya outfit. They were trying to do the Kazuya Tekken tag thing, but it's not as good. I'll give it like an 8, maybe a 7. Oh, that's where this costume comes from. Bro. All right, I don't hate this one. I think this one could be like possibly a 7 or an 8. They remake this in Tekken 7 later on. This one's kind of cool. But the thing is, the repeat use of this pattern isn't great. And to be honest, giving him flaming boot feet instead of one pant leg is a little odd. The Guy Fieri part is starting to kick in a little bit. This lacks some design elements that make the original costume good. This not being on both legs is much better than both of his legs are literally on fire, which is sort of stupid looking. I might actually give this a 6. Immediately my brain is like, this one's okay, because this one is like, what? I don't even know. This is kind of cool, but like not Jin. This is just a weird alt. What the hell is going on? And oh, we found some anime artists, 100%. In this same time frame Soul Calibur 3 existed, we found some anime artists to make us some wild-ass anime designs. Although it's not bad. Right? I give this one maybe a 6. Oh yeah, this weird-ass design. The original Tekken 6 PS3 trailer? I don't like this. Jin with like a weird black tank top? Nah, bro. I don't like this. And then Street Fighter Cross Tekken was obviously like, hey, it's just Tekken 3 Jin. No, man. What the fuck are we doing? Yeah, so here's Tag 2. Close to Tekken 5 alternate. That's the best one. It's crazy. That's the best one. I've never seen this before. I've never seen a costume like this on Jin. That's a no out of 10. Barefoot Jin should not exist. Let's get to an actual interesting conversation. Here's an interesting character design. When this was first announced, I didn't hate it. I actually thought this skin was pretty sick. You guess what it reminds you of? This. It brings you back to this just a little bit. The problem is, I look at it now, and it's so messy in some places that it could possibly be confused for AI art. What ate your arms, dude? What is this belt? What is this shit? This costume's amazing for this. Sick. I looked over at it. Sick. But as soon as you start to glare a little bit, it all kind of falls apart. So I think in like first glance, first trailer, this is like a 9 out of 10 costume. He has like a biker outfit, but it looks like the Tekken 4 costume. That's what my brain said it was, you know? But in reality, it's like a 7. It's not his worst. It really isn't. But it's very confusing when you get closer. Blood Vengeance Jin? I'll give it an 8. Honestly, would give it an 8 because it's simple. Yeah, also, sorry, Devil Jin stuff. Yeah, Devil Jin's pretty much unchanged, right? Our rating still applies. This is the same shit, bro. If there is something different going in here, I'm shocked. Yeah, technically there was Devil Jin in Tekken 4, but it's like not really Devil Jin yet. Yeah, and oh yeah, the Ganondorf costume, that's the best one. Oh god, oh Jesus, dude. All right, hold on, let's move forward. So Tekken 7 Jin, all right, it's a 7 out of 10. I feel the exact same way about this shit as I do the other one. That is an alt out of 10. So is that. All right, this is what I was looking for. This is the way better version of that thing we saw in Tekken 6. Way better version. They fixed it. They put the flames in the sleeves. That somehow makes it better. I don't know why. I can't tell you exactly why. I'm not a fashion designer. I'm just gonna tell you what is appealing to my stupid brain. I think this is pretty cool. This is an okay alternate costume. And then the Tekken 6 outfit, it looks okay. And this is just wild and shit. Okay. I think it would be sort of sick if he didn't look so incredibly homeless from the colors. I almost don't hate the idea of like a cowled version of Jin because what's that bringing you? That's giving you Tekken 4 vibes, right? I feel like this is a little try-hardy and close to a Devil Jin situation. I'm probably gonna give this like a 6. I think just having like tattered up shit around his arms, just cover this shit up. You're a Mishima, bro. Come on. I don't want to see those wristicles. Now. Who hurt you, Bandai Namco? This bitch was tied up like he was a pit bull. Look at this shit, dude. They gave him some kibble every like 30 minutes. Ate it like a puppy. This is so bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you like this one. I'm sorry if you like this one. I really don't. There's so many parts of this that I'm like, why? I don't hate belts. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate belts. But this one has absolutely no self-control. How many belts are there? 25 fucking belts. It was like they were aware. I only counted one leg. That's true. That's true. I'm giving him a break. I counted just one leg, to be completely honest, and one arm. I only counted one arm and one leg, and we hit 25 fucking belts. This shit would be at the Louvre compared to whatever the fuck is going on here, man. I don't know what the fuck is going on. All right, I'm moving on. Devil Jin. What else do you have in this game? All right, that's just as bad. Back to the traditional. All right. I don't know if I like the battle armor version of any of these Devil Jins. I don't know if I'm a fan of this stuff. Okay, so number one, I hate it. Number two, what does this remind you of? Not Nergigante, no. This looks close in feeling to the monkey arms that Jin had in Tekken 5. Fuzzy fluff puffs down here. What in the shit is going on, dude? This is like a 2. I really don't like this one. I think I like it even worse than the others. This is shockingly not terrible, but also not that good. What? Which brings us to today. I think it's a 9. I actually like it a lot. And I think the only reason why I like it, and I see why a lot of people will give it an 8, a relative lack of belts, right? Not that many belts. Why do I like Tekken 8 Jin so much? It's a 9 out of 10, but it's very Rock Howard-ish. It already is giving me some very mega signs of Rock Howard. And that already is represented in the characters like moveset and style in Tekken 8 for sure. And to be honest, depending on the way you look at this costume, it's even better here. Because the pants are actually black. It's busy as shit, but is shockingly like sensible. I think this costume very much matches Jin. And it also is a big storytelling thing because outside of the obvious like Rock Howard referencey shit going on here, they incorporate a little bit of Tekken 4 Jin, which is cool. But what other character are they clearly giving you a visual reference of here? It's June. Clearly more of like a June reference in this costume more than ever before, which is another storytelling thing. While not completely dropping like the reds and the blacks that have made the character before. I really like it, man. I think it's actually one of the best Jin designs. We haven't reached the greatness that is Tekken 4 or the original Tekken 3, but I think it's quite good. And I fucking love this one. I love it. Finally, we don't have to just do the Tekken 3 / Tekken 5 Jin stuff again. Like, finally, dude. We can actually move away from this and this. And it feels like an actual evolution of the character. I think it's wonderful. I'd argue I like this potentially even more than the previous one. Like a 9.5. I'm gonna put this one actually up there with the Tekken 4 costume. I really, really, really dig the new pants, the belts on the arms. I think there's enough here that it doesn't do it too crazy. I love it. He finally got new pants, dude. It feels like the character is evolving in some way, you know? And oh, buddy, here we are. This is from Tekken Blood Vengeance, the CG movie that came with Tag 2. And I'm clearly seeing the inspiration that's happening later in Tekken 8 without being too much of a spoiler. But in the exact same way that we see True Devil Kazuya and we rated that one before, it reminds me of the same thing. It's messy. What's going on here? Why are the colors also shitty? He looks like you're coming out of Soul Calibur. I think this is like a 4. It lacks a focal point and it's just trying to be busy for the sake of being busy. And last but not least, Devil Jin in Tekken 8. I'm giving him an 8. I don't know how many layers this bitch is wearing, but it's at least 3 too many. There's a shirt, there's a shirt, there's a shirt, there's a jacket, there's an undercoat, there's a longer jacket. I think it actually is the best Devil Jin costume because it looks much better than stupid chains on the arms and stuff. He looks more vampire-y, right? But that kind of fits him. Looks a bit more Kazuya-like, but I can't give it anything more than an 8. I understand why you would think it's a 9. I actually really love the color scheme. I love the fact that it gives us some Kazuya feelings from it too. The horns are still stupid. And this last one is a spoiler. For anybody that has not played the actual story mode, I'm warning you right now, we have to add this one. This is a spoiler. With that being said, the last one is, and by the way, I really appreciate them canonically making Angel not this like weird thing that's just sort of like around. They effectively turn Angel into a character. It's so Final Fantasy. Yeah, like very close to something like this, right? It almost feels like it's referential. So he already is giving a very Final Fantasy like Warrior of Light kind of feel to it. Power of purification, instead of it just being less like, oh, well, if we have a devil, we can make an easy angel. Angel is the evolved version of Jin, of the purification technique that Jun uses. Again, I kind of like it. I like the story behind it. However, this design is pretty fucking insane, dude. In the same way that they went absolutely ham with the Devil Kazuya stuff, it's a bit busy and it's a bit messy, and yeah, they are wearing essentially like power suit armor. Albeit, I don't think it's terrible. So I'm probably gonna give this one like a 7.5. I would like to give it an 8 or something like that, because it is sort of cool to see what they do with these characters at their maximum power, how they're like, these are not humans, these are literally gods. It's a wild look, and it is cool to see how Tekken eventually reaches these heights. By the way, it's so much better than where you go in Tekken Blood Vengeance. What I'm going to tell you is that the best Jin is still this one, with a close second being this one, and a really close third being this one. Very happy to say that Tekken 8's Jin feels like a true return around the block for the character, where it's like, we did this character dirty for several games, for like 20 years or something like that. All things considered, I kind of love what they did with Jin in Tekken 8. I really do. And I think they've done this character a wonderful homage for the perspective of the story of this game and what they're trying to tell thematically, and also bringing it back to what is essentially one of the most iconic characters and character designs of all time.